Welcome to week 10 of my walk from Mexico to Canada along the Pacific Crest Trail. We started the week with a midnight wake-up call and the ultimate side quest, summiting Mount Whitney. It isn't actually on the PCT, but with a permit included in our through hike, it felt like a rite of passage. At 12 a.m, we put on our packs, and then we stepped into one of the most epic nights of the hike so far. The moon was so bright that we barely needed our headlamps, and the peaks were glowing all around us. Hiking through those massive shadowy spires, the stars felt like eyes, and the dark shapes of the mountains loomed like sleeping giants. As we climbed up, slowly checking in with each other for altitude sickness, the first light started to brush the tops of the peaks, turning everything pink and gold. I'm usually really afraid of heights, but the absolute beauty that surrounded me took any fear I had away. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing and how fortunate I was in that moment. With 2 miles left, step by step, ridge by narrow ridge, until the world finally opened up around us and we stood on the highest point in the lower 48. We sat at the summit with our snacks and phones buzzing with messages from home. Whitney Peak is known for being one of the only places in the Sierra with signal. The next morning we slept until 7:30 a.m, which on trail feels like pure luxury. We aimed for the base of Forester Pass, but the Sierra had weather plans of her own. A thunderstorm rolled in fast over Bighorn Plateau,
bringing heavy hail and mosquitoes.
Sitting under trees while hail hammered down, wearing a mosquito net in a thunderstorm was not on my Sierra bingo card. Forester Pass had been haunting my imagination since before I even stepped foot on trail. All the horror stories, all the videos, but when we reached the switchbacks it felt great. The trail was clear, the snow was mostly gone, and instead of fear I felt calm. We climbed steadily into thin air, stopping at the memorial plaque for Donald Downs, an 18-year-old construction worker who died helping build this pass so hikers and packers like us could stand here decades later. A reminder that these mountains aren't just scenery, they're full of untold stories and sacrifices. We glissaded down the other side of the pass, and Rob had an icy dip in an unnamed lake that he decided was now called Atlas Lake. Soon after came the off-trail push over Kearsarge Pass. I always mentally struggle with hiking miles off the PCT, but the moment we reached the trailhead, a lovely couple visiting from Yosemite waved us over
and drove us all the way into the town of Bishop.
After the chaos and intensity of Whitney and Forester, it felt like the perfect break.
See you next week.